Psoralea pinnata, Scurfy Pea Shrub, also known as Kool-Aid bush by some folks. I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and they had a large specimen of this in the horticulture department, and it was a big favorite there. And the reason it has the Kool-Aid bush name is because it smells like grape Kool-Aid in the winter. I'm sorry, when it's blooming like you see here. This picture is taken in San Francisco, April 6th, and so that's when I guess you can presume that it's blooming well. But I've also seen this blooming in spring closer to May, and so April, May, June I think is its biggest bloom cycle depending on your weather pattern. Also taking a look at the look of this, you see how the bottom has a lot of stems showing? So one of the things I recommend with this is if you're going to use it, either use plants that wrap around the base of it so this sticks up from behind and you can appreciate the foliage on top but not have to look at the bare stems, or be in the habit of pruning it to where you lower the branches on there and keep some fullness. It's got a really nice kind of needly-like foliage, but it's actually soft to the touch, so it's quite soft, and it's a good looking foliage, nice dark green as you can see here, and so good looking plant but a little rangy at times, and so I think it's a good idea to have kind of a pruning habit with this one where you go in and pinch it and keep it dense. I think that's a better look in the landscape. But certainly a nice long bloom cycle for a couple of months in spring and early summer, and then the fragrance is just, it's really nice, lovely. And I like to cut that and bring that in the house as well. It'll last in a vase for you, so something to think about there. But as a landscape design element, I think it's really good as kind of a specimen shrub in the background, because when it's not blooming, it's not super interesting, but when it does go into bloom, you certainly want to put it in a place where you can appreciate that. It's drought tolerant, although I hear people say that it likes more regular water, but I've seen it in a couple of places where it did not get a whole lot of water, so I feel pretty comfortable saying that you can certainly treat this as a lower water plant. Also, it's good near the coast. But it can take hot inland conditions. They say you should probably protect that from the hottest part of the day if you're going to use that inland. Again, needly-like foliage like that usually makes it a little more tolerant of heat and bright sun. So I haven't used that a lot in those conditions to know that for sure, to be honest with you. Let's see what else. So in terms of design, I think I've covered it. Oh, hardiness. So I was told 20 degrees Fahrenheit, but I've read in a couple of sources that kind of mid-20s Fahrenheit is pretty safe for its cold tolerance. So it does give you the ability to use this in some more inland situations, but I almost always seem to see it near coastal situations. And I think that's about it. And by the way, I don't know if I said, but it is an evergreen shrub, so that's one of the nice things. Looks good all year. I think the key thing in a design is to put it where that kind of loose, natural form can be appreciated, or you're going to do a little work on it to tighten it up and keep it looking good and compact. And that is Psoralea pinnata, Kool-Aid bush, or Scurfy pea shrub. Enjoy.